Yo guys, here's my video on my reactions or whatever to the Path of Exile Forbidden Sanctum thing. For those of you who join my channel through my JRPG stuff, I usually go through rotations where I do Path of Exile for a month or so, wait for new games to come out, then I do JRPG stuff, so welcome. Here's my Path of Exile part. So I'm just going to click through the announcement video and just let you guys know what I think. So, for the League part itself, I am a huge fan of roguelikes. I've played Binding of Isaac quite a lot, and I like just how they work. They kind of, I like the fact that, like, for the roguelikes that I've played, you can unlock stuff that you can use for future runs and stuff, and it seems like they're kind of doing this with the idols, I think is what they're called, where they give you, like, buffs where you can keep them through different runs and stuff that you do. It kind of looks similar to, I think, last Epoch, where you can get like those idle things too that like give you guys passive buffs. So I don't mind the resolve mechanic. It kind of it makes sense. It just gives you something to like have to pay attention to. Like, it looks like it's a lot better of a system than, if you guys remembered Heist when it first came out, with the alert level. Like, whenever like a monster saw you, it's like, oh, your alert level is now like at a third or whatever, without even like clicking on a chest. So I kind of like that. And then just the league itself, it looks interesting to me. I have high hopes for it. I did not have high hopes for the last league, and yeah, it wasn't that good. I didn't really like it. Excuse me, fighting off a bit of a cold here. But yeah, for the league itself, I am very interested. Yeah, let's just move on to the next part. That's pretty much all I got. Hopefully the rewards are good. Hopefully the league mechanic's fun. It gives you some sort of like progression, so you're always working towards something. I've always been a big fan of that to keep me engaged, as long as it's not like too grindy. So that's pretty much for my Sanctum thing. For the endgame improvements, they kind of have a couple of what are they called? Memories, I think. I thought memories were kind of neat. Nothing special, but just something to kind of like change up the end game thing, just to kind of throw a wrench into it, just to be like, all right, I've been running maps for a while. All right, let's try this memory stuff. I didn't mind it too much. The Atlas tree revamp makes sense to me. I never really did respecing back and forth because Uber bosses weren't really my thing. I want to try to get into it a bit more this league. But the fact that you don't have to respec all the time, it's fun. It's a lot more fun. It's less annoyance. It's just kind of, yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about that. I wish I had a little bit more to say about it, but it's all good. And then apparently the small passives are getting a little bit of a buff as well. I'm a big fan of Heist and Blight, so hopefully it makes them a little bit better as well. So for the Eldritch Altar thing, I never really went over the manifestos. This isn't really too big of a deal to me. I always thought these kind of took you out of the, trying to think of the word, like out of the rhythm of the game, maybe, where it's like you got your like pace that you're going, and then you just like have to stop and then look. I was always like, all right, is there a player gain one? Yes. All right, I'll click on that. That's pretty much all I really did with it. The Scarab thing, where it is a random drop out of all maps now. It's a good idea for rested. And then they have the crappy ones can be used for pack size. Nothing wrong with that. I think that's pretty good too, because a lot of people like to pack size juice maps. Yeah, that's pretty much my opinion on the Atlas tree. Let's move on to the memories. I just talked about those. The fracturing orb, I'm not too familiar with fracturing. I know what it is, I've just never really done it. I think this will be a good thing for the people that are trying to get fracturing mods, and it's also a good thing because they said that there's going to be no divine shards, so maybe these fracturing orbs will sell for, like, even if it's like half a divine, it will give you a reason to do harbinger. So it might bring back like a good harbinger thing and be good for currency making for people that farm shards from that. The new skills, I am actually kind of excited about the fire one. I want to make a totem build around it. Because to me, it does look like a slam skill. This one, I think if you put greater multiple projectiles with that, it would be kind of like a Nagamahu's Flame in a bit, but except maybe better. That weapon really needs a buff. I love that weapon, but it's just really, really lackluster now. I might try to make a build around it this week. We'll see how I enjoy the league, and there's some JRPGs coming out that I want to play too. For this skill here, I don't know. It doesn't really look good to me at face value, but maybe it will be awesome. Who knows? But it doesn't seem like my kind of style. I can see how some people would enjoy it, but like I said, just for me, I'm just like, nah, not really this one. So for the Valor skills, the Cleave one seems okay, but it's only going to be good for mapping, but Cleave's not really a boss build anyway, unless you get like massive AoE with it. Then you don't have to be like right next to him, but the whole Headhunter thing's kind of neat, I guess. I don't know if it's going to be limited to how much it stacks. The Flicker thing, not too impressed with it, to be honest. It might be good for single target, but right here they're showcasing it with multi-target. Like, I can't remember how many times I said it hit, if it was like 20 times or something. If it'll hit that boss like that many times in one flicker, then maybe it'll be okay, because then it would be like, all right, boom, here's a whole bunch of damage. But yeah, that's my opinion on the Val skills. I think they just released Val Toxic Arrow. I don't really have a video for that, but it might be okay, but I don't know. It just seems like Scourge Arrow would still be pretty good, or Toxic Rain or whatever it's called that leaves those little pod things. Probably be better. For the unique items for me, so I'm planning on doing like a totem build or whatever this week, because I love totem builds. The flash seems good. It's not for me, but it's more of like a hardcore thing, I would say. Just kind of staggers your damage out. For this jewel, I'm not sure what the Profane Ground is, but if it's good, then probably, you have to either have same strength and intelligence, or just like crank up your intelligence. The Consecrated Ground, I think, just gives regen. I can't remember if it gets crit or not, or if that's just a I can't remember what that flask is called. Bated Breath, I think, that drops from Cortex. But yeah. And then I thought the gloves looked kind of interesting. I never even knew there was a way to get Impale for your skills, but if there's a way to get lots of Impale effect, like, I don't know if the passive tree Impale stuff works for the spell stuff, or if it's just melee stuff. But if you get lots of Impale effect, maybe. But I'll might think of a build around this and try it, but we'll see. For the buffed unique weapons, hold on, let me find it here. I just saw a picture. There we go. So for Soul Taker, it's more damage. Nothing wrong with that. Some of these were like really getting stale. They said they did a massive buff to Atziri's Axe. Starforge is going to be pretty good, because this is not qualityed, so 20% increased damage would put that to like 850 maybe a little higher. But so that's pretty good, even though it doesn't do any elemental damage. But it seems good. They did do the Void Forge one. I've always wanted to make a build around that, but that seemed like a massive buff as well, stacking physical damage. And then Lion's Eye Glare, every time I see this bow, it reminds me of Closed Beta, because like everybody used it with Lightning Arrow. Excuse me. But yeah, just more damage, good attack speed. It's a pretty good buff, I think. It'd probably be useful anyway for unique. I don't know how rare they're going to be. For the jewel changes, the elements, that's pretty good. Like, get a couple of these with the Void Bleeding, and then you're immune to bleeding. Yeah, it's pretty good with that. One thing I'm looking forward to is I haven't decided if I'm doing Soul Mantle or not for the implicits for, I think, these type of jewels, not the Abyss ones, but the regular ones have reduced effect of curses. So it might be a good way to get curse removal or immunity, so you can use self-flagellation to use Soul Mantle to buff your damage more. I haven't decided if I'm going that route yet. I'm still working on my build. And then this unique jewel looks pretty good, like Ignite Duration. So if you get 100% reduced, that means you're immune to shock. I think that's how it works. So yeah, hex rework. Bit bitter about this one, to be honest with you, because I have a build that's Death's Oath, and I use curses to really beef the damage up on that, and then they got rid of all the small clusters that give 40% curse effect. And then with Despair, they got rid of damage over time, I believe. It just lowers resist now. So it's quite a heavy hit to my Death's Oath build. Maybe I'll try to figure out a way around it, but it's going to be hard to get that damage back. But I do like the fact that they fully work on bosses now. And then they brought back this old node for infinite duration. I can see this being okay if you don't want to curse with bosses. I play totems a lot, so I just use curse on hit with Stormbrand usually to keep my power charges and stuff up. The Arc Nemesis change, I know a lot of people are happy about this. I never really noticed it too bad on the last league, but I'm usually a little bit slower, and I think a lot of that stuff got changed before I got to maps and really had to experience like the derpiness. I've seen videos of it, and I'm just like, man, this is crazy. Like someone taking like 3 minutes to kill a rare monsters. It was so tanky. Ruthless, I don't really care about, to be honest. I'm not gonna play that at all. It just seems really boring and frustrating to me. Yeah, that's pretty much what I got to say about that. Quality of life stuff. Right click in Divine Vessels, great, because it was kind of annoying having to see Sin. The life bar thing is cool. I'm not really ES character. Seeing the temple is good, and then the beastry thing should have been in the beastry thing when they changed it, like it was before. Supporter packs look kind of cool, and probably not going to buy them because I'm on a tight budget right now. But I do like this portal effect. Where is it? I just had it. But the portal effect where the like skull opens up and whatnot, that one's really neat as well. And yeah, that's pretty much my opinion on the reveal. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like I said, I'm going to do a totem boss killer build. Hopefully it's either going to be a shockwave totem or ice nova totem. I haven't decided which way I'm going to go yet. Both of them have their strengths and weaknesses. And yeah, just yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed the video, please hit the like and subscribe button. It'll help the channel out a lot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the Forbidden Sanctum.